Hello and welcome to Steins Gate 0 episode 10 reaction. I can't wait to get into this one. The last episode was crazy. We got so much information and so many more questions. Um, and I can't wait for me to probably get even more questions because I don't think I'm going to get many answers in this episode. So, with that being said, for an uncut reaction as well as early access, make sure to check my Patreon for discussions about any of my shows, really, including Steins Gate Zero, of course. Also, YouTube updates and news about my channel. Make sure to check my Discord. Links for both will be down in the description below. With that being said, let's jump into this episode and let us go. Well, now she knows. uh, Damn. The only thing I want to discuss about this episode is that I feel now that she was there at the place where Carissa died, she will get the access to time machine somehow. Will she take Suzuha's time machine or will she take another one? I have no idea. But she'll go back in time to try to save Makise, and then she'll see that Okabe was the one who killed her. It will be either that or Okabe will tell her about that he was the one, who killed her. That one of those two has to happen for me for sure, just from the way where those two characters, Okabe and Maho, were going in this episode. I could see that maybe Maho was just maybe saying goodbye to Maki-sen. It was a great step forward for Okabe, facing it, getting to the place where she died, kind of trying to deal with it once again, uh, you know, kind of trying to get over it a bit. Um, because if he can't even stand in the same building as that happened, there's no way he'll go back in time again to try to go and save her. Even though he won't even do that in this line. Yeah, I'm forgetting that every time. Because somehow I always think that he's going to, it's this line where he goes the second time and saves her, but it's actually not. Yeah, I just came to that realization. I mean, I always knew that this Okabe is always going to be the sad Okabe, the Okabe that's going to come up with a plan. But somehow I also thought that he's going to save her. You know, that he's kind of both, in a sense, but that's not possible. So, rip that. Um, with that being said, though, um, I think the plot with Maho is only going to get more developed, more intriguing. I think, and it looks like they're kind of developing the bond between them. I feel like Maho really likes Okabe, however, Okabe is, still into Maki-sen and he won't get over it for a good while. So I don't really think Maho has any chance with Okabe. I thought she was kind of cute in this episode, but I also feel like her character is pretty similar to Mayuri's in a sense. One huge difference is that she's really direct at what she's talking about, right? While Mayuri sometimes won't even ask, trying to be considerate towards someone, she's more kind of laid back. If someone wants to open up to her, she'll talk to him about anything, but she won't push, while Maho is more of a direct person. But I see a lot of similarities in the sense of those two acting towards Okabe. So I think that none of those two will, get it going with Okabe ever. But I could be wrong. Maybe something happens. I don't know. I I don't know. I love Makise though. I don't think that any other girl, would be the right one for Okabe. Even though I know that in this timeline he won't get Makise. So I guess he should satisfy himself with another girl, I guess, but that sounds pretty mean towards both the girl and Okabe. Especially because we know that in what, like 15 years from now, the message will come for Okabe to save Magise. So that means that for freaking 15 years, he will probably have no one because he will be so focused on Makise. Maybe something will happen that will make him not focus for like 5 years, 10 years, and then one day, it will snap and he will figure it all out. I don't know. I'm not sure, but why would it have to be in so long? Because I think it's like 15 years. Because I'm pretty sure it was said. I don't know why I would have that information if it wasn't. That Suzuha was like 7 years old when that recording happened. Or someone told me that in the chat when we discussed it. Or in the comments down under the video. And we know for a fact that 7 years from now is when Suzuha is being born. That's what we know for sure. So that makes it like 14 to 15 years of a time skip. So I don't really know what will happen in those 14 to 15 years. If Steins Gate Zero is this line is kind of like it's not a prequel to anything, really. I kind of wanted to say prequel to the Steins Gate, but it's not. It's not really. It's prequel to the Steins Gate line. I think that's a good statement. But will this get finished in one season? I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get more seasons of Steins Gate Zero because we didn't get really any time skip in Steins Gate. But then again, the premise of Steins Gate and how it ended was completely different. So the premise of Steins Gate Zero is already that we have that goal of 15 years in the future. So I don't know, maybe the last episode will be some sort of time skip, or I have no idea really how this will all play out. So yeah, the Pandora's box, someone is analyzing it. Whoever gets it will sell the information to either one party or the other party or all parties, or it will get stolen from them, and it will be just terrible. However we look at it, we're getting into the terrible state now with Steins Gate Zero. Now something major, awful will happen. Probably with that PC. It will probably get stolen, like I say, or they will sell the information, and then they'll have to fetch that information, try to stop the war from happening. Even though I don't think they can, because the premise of this whole timeline of Suzuha coming back from the future is that this line is the World War III line and she wanted to change it. If there wasn't World War III in the future, she wouldn't go back and try to change it. So if they actually manage to change it, and if they still stay in the same line while changing it, that will cause some serious paradoxes, right? Because how will Suzuha then again come from the future to come to change the line, or to save the line? But it's actually to change the line, right? So they can't change. They can't save that line, right? That line is already predetermined for World War III to happen. So you can only switch to another line. But mm, now that I think about it, it really sucks though, because it feels like your whole existing is already predetermined, right? From you being born to you being die, what being die, from you being born to you being dead, to you dying, um, everything feels already predetermined. And then if you don't like it, if you have a reading Steiner, jump to another line where things will play a bit differently and maybe you'll live a happier life, right? But for people that don't have a reading Steiner, they're fucked. You know, they're just one dot in the plane of existence that's not moving. That's you write that dot when the person is conceived, and you just turn the leaf when they die, and that's pretty much it. Nothing happens with that dot since it's written in the book until the person dies. Everything is already predetermined, and that feels pretty depressing to me. Like I don't like to think that in real life, in our life, that everything is already predetermined for us. Like if someone lived a completely shitty life, that he was meant to live a shitty life for no reason whatsoever, or for a reason, I don't know. If you believe in reincarnation, that he was a shitty person in the last life, so that was his punishment for this life. You know, I don't like to think that way. I like that. I prefer to think that we are all creating our own lives, our own um, circumstances, our own events. Everything that happens to us is kind of a combination of a lot of factors. Um, our behaviors, behaviors of people around us, who are we surrounding ourselves with, where we live, what we're doing, stuff like that. So the whole premise of Steins Gate, how the lines work and how people in the lines live, feels pretty depressing to me. Even though a lot of people seem happy by it, it's still it's like a normal world, but just for the fact that everything is already kind of written down since the moment you're not even being born, since the moment you're conceived. Like I said, it's scary for sure. But yeah, with that being said, though, that would be it for me for this one. If you like my reaction, like what I had to say, make sure to leave me a like. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe as well. New episodes are coming every Mondays and Fridays. As always, I wish you have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll be seeing you next time with more of Steins Gate Zero. Until then, though, bye bye, guys.